Never say never, because you never know where you're gonna end up. Welcome to Anxious Black Belt podcast, focusing on karate, mental health, and everything in between. Today's gonna be a very short episode because my daughter is not very well, but I would like to cover a thought that we all have. We've got our convictions when we are younger that there are certain things that you would never do. And never say never, because life is unpredictable and it takes you in the different directions. Then you predict it and you're doing things that you never thought you will do. So go through the life with open mind and don't hold on to your emotions, thoughts, friends, and life in general. So I always said that I don't want to do teaching kids, and I've been putting that off for many years. When I was younger, I said no, never, I'm not going to be teaching them. That here we are, we just started a kids session and actually enjoying it, and it's good for a bringing new blood into a club, new martial artists on the scene that hopefully is going to be carrying the torch and getting into martial arts more seriously, and in the future taking over the club and running things into the future, bringing the legacy of a martial art and passing the torch to the other people. Make gifting easy with Benson and Clegg. Handcrafted cufflinks, luxury accessories, and a proper British style. Trusted since the 1930s by royalty. Get 15% off with code KARATE15, exclusively for Anxious Black Belt podcast listeners. Shop now at bensonandclegg.com. You know, in life, I said many things, I've thought, and I firmly believe in that. I think that's the youth unexperience, making you believe things that you will never do. Things like I said when I was younger on the journey, when I joined in the club, my sensei said, oh, it's gonna be the time when you're gonna go away and leave, and you're gonna be doing your own stuff. And I said, oh, never, I promise, I never gonna leave my teacher. I am 100% committed, and that's the way it is. I'm always gonna be your student, and so on. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, we are not connected anymore, and I had to take this decision. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was the right decision to do, to move away, to progress my karate in the way I want. It wasn't a karate issue, it was a personality issue, and it's just the way it is. So I kind of broke my own world. I thought I never gonna do that, but sometimes life forces you to take actions. People change, we change, our mind change, we evolve, and when you're a young person, you think you know everything, which later on you learn that you should have listened to your elderlies, and they done and lived through what you're going through, and they have a different perspective. But the young mind is set, rebellious, know best, and will not listen to anybody else. So I suppose we all have to learn the hard way. But the thing that I would change, if I be able to teach myself, it would be to not being attached to things and people, and allow myself to let people go, because in life you're gonna have situations and people coming through that are perfect at the time, but as you evolve, as you grow, you need to be able to let them go, and don't feel too guilty about it. Sometimes it's gonna be depending on your own needs. Sometimes it's gonna be on needs of the people, that they need to move on, they need to do something else. You cannot keep them, you cannot hold them. Same with situations, you might be setting up yourself on a path of doing something, and the life takes you in the other direction. It's like, I was thinking that I'm gonna be having a sporting club with athletes at some point. We're gonna be doing competition and stuff like that, and life took me to a mental health and disability space, which I'm enjoying now, and I really like where I am. But if you ask me 20 years ago, this wasn't even on my radar, and I was promising myself that my whole focus gonna be on the sporting aspect of karate, and I've been stuck to that. I would be really frustrated. That is not going my way. life got strange ways of taking you wherever it needs to take you, and you just need to be able to say yes and try things. If you try things, it takes you into amazing places, amazing spaces, amazing events, and all being laid in front of you to develop you, grow you, and find your own space. Again, for me, everything evolved into exactly what I do now. Part of it is my conscious decisions, part of it is just wherever life took me, coincidence, accidents, discoveries, and so on. So, if I would be really restricted to what I promised myself when I was 20 years old, I would be holding myself back. Same with the friends. You've got lots of friends coming through the years. Some stay, some go. I used to be desperate for having lots of friends. Now I am happy with a few, and I allow myself to welcome people who come into my life and make positive changes into it, and let people go if they need to go. We are sometimes very possessive, and we're trying to keep the friends for all cost, even if it's something that is not healthy for your mental health, for your relationships, and so on. We are kind of trying to hoard as much people as we can, and it's very difficult to let them go. I've learned the hard way. I've really been hurt by some people, but learning through experiences, developing that thicker skin, developing the non-attachment. So if people want to be around me, that's great. They were more than welcome. If they don't like me, that's okay. That doesn't impact me. They've got their own lives to live. I've got my own life to live. I'm going to be focusing on my journey, my art, and what I do and how I live my life, and I'm happy with that. It's just allowing those situations to come in, come out, people come in and go. There is a time and space for everybody in your life, but don't be obsessed with keeping them. People have to move on, and only certain thing in life is change. So allow yourself to change, evolve, and think about what's happened in your life, how it changed you, learn from that, grow, and everything's gonna be better. In martial arts as well, we're not the same as we've been 20 years ago. We hopefully evolve, we hopefully look at the new possibilities, new knowledge, new connections, new lessons from different teachers that you came across, and analyze that, change it, modify it, make karate your own, make it suit for you, not to please somebody else. It needs to work for you. It is your karate, it is your journey, it is your life. Everything needs to fit within what you want to achieve, what you want to do, where you want to go. But the best practice for me is to say yes to most things that are interesting to me, and through that I'm evolving and growing. But if I find the blocked avenue or a dead end, I'm not getting over obsessed about it. I move on, I let it go and move to the another chapter of that journey, hoping that it's something better coming in. And usually the people, situations, and training opportunities arrive at my doorstep, and when the one door closes, two other one opening. And I used to panic because of my anxiety. I used to be stressed about what's gonna happen, where I'm gonna end up, and how bad it's gonna be. Now I managed to shift it to looking forward, what's gonna be the new opportunity. You've got a stressful situation, you look on opportunities, you finding the other door open waiting for you to a better place. So don't put the pressure on yourself that you have to be successful in anything, you have to please everybody, and you need to win all the situations. It's okay to lose, it's okay to let people go. Everybody is on the right time, right moment for you, and you learn the lesson. Even from those bit painful ones, we can learn the lesson to make our lives better in the future. Go through the life on a light feet, looking for opportunities, and take them as they go.